Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my Let's Play Aion. Alright, so she is about halfway through level 8 at this point. Having to attack some of these bracks. They look like a big bison, or a buffalo if you want to call them that. American buffalo if it's looks like anything of that. It looks like the American buffalo, or also known as a bison. And we're having to go find a map of some kind, treasure map, on the left. I think they're called Lepharists or something, on their ship. So, first of all, here if you recall last time, I had to abandon what I was picking up from that creature, that Brax, because my inventory was too full. So, but I'm continuing on now and just killing off these Lepharists right and left. Ha ha ha. Lepharists. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. Lepharist? I guess they're a Lepharist. But they're basically rebels that are rebelling against the norm in on this side of the planet. And again, we're the Asmodee side, and on the Ilios side they have Lepharists too. I don't remember if they're called Lepharists, but they're basically rebels as well. I have to wonder, like, what would happen if the Lepharists from both sides of the planet ended up getting together. I mean, already the Ilios and the Asmodee are fighting against each other, and they're fighting against the Balor, who we meet like after like level 20 or something. There's an area where you actually start meeting and killing Balor, but then they're also fighting against each other's factions, rebels as well. Alright, so here's the ship. I'm gonna get up on the ship and gotta kill some more revolutionaries here. They're not happy with the current state of affairs of the government. Don't know exactly what their complaints are. I don't think I've actually seen a storyline that explains that, but I don't know if I was paying that close attention as I've been going through things. It's just that I just know that you keep killing them and they're running around wearing masks and stuff. Alright, so there's the treasure map. I bring that back. Oops, I missed the dock. That's okay. One thing with this game is you cannot swim in the game. You can only run in shallow water. If the water gets too deep, it actually doesn't even let you get in the water or get into the deeper water, because swimming is not a skill that any of these characters have. They just didn't design it into the game. So you can run through shallow water, and the water looks amazing. I mean, in terms of how realistic it looks. But yeah, there's no swimming. I always wonder if in a future expansion, if they might add swimming to it at some point. They've upgraded it a few times. Oh yeah, I was taking a look at the surrounding scenery. I like to stop and look around a little bit sometimes, because, that's, like I said, this is a really beautiful game. You can see there's a moon up there and star patterns and things. But no, it's a really beautiful game, and I've always been very impressed by how beautiful the game was. Alright, so we're going back to... Oh yeah, I just aggroed one of the revolutionary sailors, but I think if I keep running fast enough, I'll outrun her. Yeah, so just kind of return here to base and turn in these quests, and then there's a few more quests I'm going to complete. We're going to definitely get up to level 9 with this episode, and then with the next episode, hopefully we'll get to level 10, and you can see the ascension of her to a Deva. And so once she's a Deva, then things you know, get a little bit more interesting. You get wings, so you can fly, and definitely have a lot more options. You can, you know, and more areas that you can get to, and more quests that you can do and things. And there's gonna be a ton more quests all of a sudden once you hit Deva level. To the point where the quest tracker on the side there really can't even handle all of them anymore. Alright, and here I'm just kind of selling off some of my things. And I tend to edit this part out a little bit in most episodes, but I thought I'd leave it in once in a while so you can kind of see the economy system here. There's the vendors where you can just buy and sell things from them, but then there's also an auction system, which I don't use that much. It's not as nice as the World of Warcraft auction system, to be perfectly honest with you, so I tend to use the vendors and just, you know, ignore everything else. Okay, so we need to go into this cave to get the treasure, which is being guarded by a more powerful Carnif. But we have to get past all these other Carnifs that are kind of prowling around outside first. I've said this before, but I'm really liking this class. They seem so far pretty powerful. You know, they are a ranged weapon, and have a natural shield skill that I can throw up the shield real quick if she's getting attacked by more than one character. Now, you know, that's where the interesting thing comes in, is how well will she do if she ends up being attacked by more than two creatures at the same time. If she's being attacked by 3 or 4, how well does the shield hold up? That kind of thing. I mean, you could see here that I had to heal her because even with the shield up, her health went down about half. So, okay, so there's another regular old fanged Carnif over here, and then the actual one that we need to get out of the way is a little bit further into the cave. I'm just kind of proceeding cautiously. There we go. Yep, there it is, and it's a named Carnif named Karak. And it's the name is in yellow, so it means it's going to be a little bit more difficult to kill, but also means more XP than the other ones, the yellows and the grays. I think grays don't even give you any XP at all anymore. Alright, so we got that. And there, I just kind of healed myself a little bit, and there is the treasure box. So we'll pick up that black opal. We'll get to take that and turn that back in, and then we have well, get some more quests. The next round of quests will take us into that Odella plantation, which I mentioned last time. Even though I really am not going, I'm not going to include all of the Odella plantation questing, just because this episode's already almost 50 minutes long, and if I went through all that, I think this would be like a half an hour episode. So we'll just skip that, shall we? Okay, so there we go. And I actually get to keep that piece of treasure, the black opal, which is kind of nice. Alrighty. Here I'm just doing a little bit more trading and stuff. I think I sell the black opal because it ends up not being very useful. Or do I? Let's see, I forget if I actually sold it or not. It's like, oh, it has a couple of properties I could use, but wasn't sure if it had a lot of properties I could use. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just sell what I don't need and get back to business. But yep, here we go. I don't have a necklace on yet, so I thought, well, I could just wear it. It gives me some increased hit points. Oh yeah, and I like to zoom in and see if anything I put on shows up. Sometimes the jewelry you put on shows up, sometimes it doesn't, depending on your clothing and stuff, and this time it didn't. So it's like, okay, never mind. Never mind. So, oh yeah, and I can apply these monostones to things. They add extra stats to your equipment. So here, you can kind of see what happens when you... And at the lower levels, you almost are always guaranteed that the mana stone will socket properly. In the higher levels, if you don't have certain ingredients and stuff, sometimes they can fail. So, yeah, so there's Munion. I still need to do the Charmed Cube thing for him. And then I still need to... And I think I'm going the wrong way here. I still need to do... But I need to get the ginger root for him as a delicacy in the Adobe plantation first. So before I bother dropping off the one quest, I might as well complete the others. Alright, so here's the other quest givers up here in this little camp. And I also have like a little turn in for him first. The double arrow means that there's a quest turn in. The single arrows mean there's a quest pickup. Okay, so we got that. Oh, yep, and there she goes. Leveled up to level 9. So very soon, you know, once she gets up to level 10, that's when she kind of hits her cap limit until she ascends to a Deva. So she has to complete the Ascension. You can see I've got that the Ascension quest already. So I could do it now if I wanted to, but I might as well finish these other quests first because it gets me a little bit more XP. It gets me a little bit more experience, but also like equipment and just a couple of other benefits and stuff. So might as well complete the storylines here. Alright. So I got that taken care of. Now we've got a couple of things here. Wants me to pick some Adela juice up. Alright.
Nice day, isn't it?
Yep, still one more thing. Alright, so now we've got all the quests queued up. Now we can go ahead and run to the Adela plantation, which is up this road here. And you can occasionally see other players, like that Inferialis. That's another player. So, you know, this isn't MMORPG or massively multiplayer online role-playing games, so you will occasionally see other people running around in the game. Now that person's trying to avoid confrontation. I think they're a more squishy class, and so the fewer confrontations they can have while they're playing solo, the better, because they're easy to die. They're easy to kill, so they die quickly. Whereas my class is a little bit more hardy. She can wear leather instead of cloth, and so she can kill pretty easily, and she doesn't take damage as easily. So first we got to take these looks, and these looks happen to carry the dried ginseng root, but she needs some fresh ginseng as well for Munin. I think I said ginger earlier, but I think I meant ginseng. So fine. So we got the dried ginseng root, but for Munin it has to be fresh ginseng. So I need to run around and see if I can find that somewhere. I know it's somewhere on this farm. And this farm is being farmed by yet another race that's also opposed to the Asmodee. They're also enemies. They're kind of like cats type creatures. Alright, so I'm going to wrap things up here and continue on with this part of the quest next week. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next week, take care. Bye-bye.